Trigger warning, there will be discussions of surgery as well as you'll be seeing my scars, the healing process, my chicken pox, and I'm going to be talking about infertility because today is the first anniversary of my hysterectomy and bowel resection. And a few days before the surgery, I took my final dance class beforehand just to remind me what I was capable of because I knew I would be out of commission for a few weeks. And my parents flew in and I allowed myself to be comforted even though I was in a ton of pain, just constant pain. And my dad helped me wash my car and do a lot of the stuff that I just didn't have the energy or strength to do. We got my yard together because I didn't want them to have to worry about that, and I didn't want to be worried about that since I was going to be out of commission for a few weeks. But yeah, a year ago today, I had a 16-hour long surgery. It was basically 2 days of surgery in one because the endometriosis had progressed so much. Everything was fused together and they weren't even sure if they could do the surgery. I got a hospital bed to help with my recovery, and one of the things that I hated the most about my sickness is that it makes you look pregnant, but the disease had actually stolen that ability from me. My sister flew down and got there the night before, and I was obviously feeling a lot of feelings. I was scared. I had to do my advanced directives. I had to think about what arrangements I wanted to make in case something terrible happens. Going. He's in the backseat. Video. Mommy's in the backseat and I am in the front seat. And let's take this right. Great. Gonna get my parts taken out so I can live my life without pain. And here we go. When I'm stressed out or scared, I usually resort to humor to deal. I've never seen my parents so scared. Everyone was scared, but also trying to stay calm for me. And I remembered praying a lot, but mostly praying to my grandmothers. All of them were caretakers, whether by profession or just necessity. And I just prayed that they would watch over me during my surgery, and they must have, because to be under anesthesia for 16 hours without any immediate complications was a lot. And I was so worried that I was going to have an ostomy for the bowel resection. And apparently when I was coming out of anesthesia, I kept asking, do I have an ostomy? And they would tell me no, and I would burst into tears and fall asleep. And when I woke up, my parents weren't there because they had been told that, she's still she's not going to be awake until like the wee hours of the morning. So they were already at their hotel when I woke up. But I think that was actually good because I had some time just by myself to realize that, I made it through the surgery. And it must have gone better than expected because, they prepared me for the worst. I asked them to prepare me for the worst. These are my menopause fans I ordered. This is a little out of order. One of my best friends came and picked us up from the hospital when it was time for me to be discharged. And I was really happy to get out of there. I couldn't wait to get home. And I know my parents were excited to not have to be at the hospital anymore. My sister had to fly back the next day. And so many people sent flowers. My dad sleeps a lot. He's older, but I think there was also a sense of relief. My little got me this coloring book. So many people sent food for my parents since I wasn't going to be able to cook for them or eat it. And, we would spend our time coloring. I just spent a lot of time, like, I had so many feelings about what was happening and what had happened. And what I found interesting was in the period of time that I had to decide if I wanted to go through IVF or before the hysterectomy, or if I wanted to try and hold on to some of my parts, even though I would still be in a tremendous amount of pain. So many people had opinions about what they thought I should do, like what they thought I should do about my reproductive health. And it drove me crazy.
What we have here is a Sydney Young in the wild. He's helping his daughter out by doing the dishes and taking out the trash because he's a wonderful, wonderful father.
I sent her a graduation clock.
But yeah, what I found when I looked at my life was that I did want to experience pregnancy, or, knowing that my body was too diseased to handle that. I did want to become a mother, but I wanted to become a mother under certain circumstances, and those circumstances weren't being met. And after yelling at God and, going back and forth about it, I made the decision that was right for me and for my pain levels. Because what I found was so many people were just horrified that I would choose what was right for me over what society expected me to do. Nobody was volunteering to sponsor this IVF everyone was talking about. And nobody was really, I shouldn't say nobody, but it felt like nobody was really considering how difficult the decision was, how personal it was, and how based in pain that it was. That was my very first hot flash. So shortly after my surgery, I think about a week and a half, I started noticing those little bumps around my scars as they were healing. And they concerned me, but I was like, maybe it's a rash. Maybe I'm allergic to something. Sean and Clinton came over to be with me because, my cousin had gone home from taking care of me, and I was feeling, like I could be independent again. And I ended up in the hospital again. The bumps were everywhere. And, after the ER, they admitted me. I had never had chickenpox as a kid. And when they had the infectious disease specialist come by and do the timeline, he said, "Where were you August 4th?" I said, "Right down the hallway. I was recovering from a 16-hour surgery." And he hypothesized that I must have been exposed while I was in the hospital, but since my immunity was so low, I got the chickenpox. So I had to isolate as soon as I got home. Like, they discharged me after a few days. And when I finally wasn't contagious anymore, I got my hair done, which made me feel better. And that's footage from when the doctor said the bowel surgery went well and I didn't have to have any other accommodations. I still needed to do acupuncture for the endometriosis that is still in my body because I still have it.
My friend, I just got your card today and it was just such perfect timing. Thank you. I literally just got the okay from my surgeon to start taking dance classes again. And, I've been kind of nervous because my body is not the same as it was before. And then I got your card and thank you for treating me to a class. Perfect timing, my friend. I so appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My heart thanks you. Thank you.
And then we went on strike, which was amazing because I had, hospital bills for 2 visits to pay off. But I started bringing life into my house, and then I took my very first pole class post-surgery, and I took a private lesson, and Natasha just worked with me. She completely understood. I was incredibly nervous, but I had gotten okays from my entire surgical team to do the things I was doing before the surgery, that it would help me heal. And I also felt so disconnected from my body after the surgery. Like, I couldn't tell when I was using my muscles, when I wasn't. Everything just felt weird. and I'm grateful that Natasha knew exactly the exercises to give me to help me get back in touch with my body. Post-surgery, I kind of had to learn how to sing again. My friend Doug was the perfect teacher to work through this with because he understood, and led me through a bunch of exercises because I also have endometriosis on my diaphragm. So, yeah, it's still in my body. My cousin Glennis came up to check on me and spend some time up here, and my friends really, really came through and covered me. But there's some stuff that you just have to work out on your own. The beach became a safe place for me more so than ever before. I started asking my friends to bring their pets over because the dogs just understood I needed love. This is my rock star surgeon, Dr. Park. She is amazing. She listened to all of my wishes, and where most surgeons would have said, no, I'm not doing a 16-hour surgery, let's just close her up, she fought through, and she helped me get my life back. So on this anniversary, I have to honor all the people that helped me, but most of all, I have to honor myself and my body, which went through intense trauma, but came out stronger.
Guess who this rock star is? This is the woman who operated on me for 16 hours and changed my life. This is Dr. Park, and I'm hoping that you guys will be able to see her soon because we're going to talk more about endometriosis and whatnot because everybody needs to know. Because as much as I love meeting Dr. Park, there's no reason why it should have taken that long. But she is a rock star, and you guys need to know that face because she is a rock star.